right. Okay, so everybody, welcome to our monthly meeting. And we're co-sponsored today very happily by the network of Rotary Eco, Environment, and Green Clubs and the Rotary Earth Network Club. So we want to say, Luke and I want to say thank you to our members and associates and donors and volunteers. And consider joining us in either of the clubs, or Club Eco Milano or our Rotary Earth Network. Okay, and the Rotary four-way test. Bertel, do you want to do this with me? I'll do the first part. You can do the second part. Or Luca, did you want to do this part?
Tel will do it.
Okay, okay. So the Rotary four-way test of the things that we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth?
Is the environmental information accurate, science-based, and transparent?
Second, is it fair to all concerned?
Does it protect people, ecosystems, and future generations?
Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Does it encourage collaboration, shared responsibility, and community trust?
And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Does it improve environmental health, human well-being, and long-term sustainability?
Thank you.
And if English isn't your first language, or if you're like me and you're a little bit hard of hearing, please go to the bottom of your phone or your screen, whatever device you're using, and you can use closed captions and choose the language that you want to use. And I think that's it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We are starting to do project teasers now. So we had one about Project Skybridge, I think, from Chris last week. And today I really wanted Lori. Yeah, Luca, let me know if you ever want to do a project teaser during this time period when we're co-sponsoring. Let me know, and I can give you a few minutes to talk about something. And you're always welcome to take a few minutes to talk about something since we're co-sponsoring it. But I asked Lori, since the Rotary Experience is coming up, I asked Lori to go ahead and talk to us just a little bit about that, if that's okay.
Okay, so we'll make it real quick here. And I want to make sure I am sharing my screen, the right one. All right. I think you can see this.
Yep.
So this has gone on for, I don't know how long. EarthX is a huge environmental event that happens once a year in Dallas, Texas, where they get everyone together from around the globe to educate and find solutions for things like climate change. And since that started, or not since that started, but recently, Steve Bender, who is an SRAG member and Rotarian, he started going to this, I don't know how many years ago, and had a booth for Rotary. And then it was several booths and several speakers. And now it's grown to the environmental experience. This year it's going to be huge. We're looking at 10,000 maybe visitors each day for 3 days. And our own Anissa is going to be there. She and her husband, they're going to have a booth. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. This is no longer just a little side stage and a few booths. Steve has a whole part convention floor right next to the environmental experience. There will be eight stages. There's different cars that you can use, so it's part of their transportation. They have all these different events going on. There's a whole one for investors and for food and for fashion. And this is a little bit old each day. I mean, it just even changed 12 hours ago when we were working on it. And then on the main stage is where they have, a princess from Africa who's going to be there, big Rotary speakers like Barry Rassin, Nobel Peace Prize winners. So it's a very big thing. Our little booth, I think, is going to be right here near the restroom because that's where all the traffic goes. And so I will be leaving a little bit early today because we have over 165 speakers for this 3-day period, and all talking about ways that we can help our environment. So
thank you so much, Lori. Thank you. Yeah, and Lori's representing our club there. It's Tayson and Anissa, and it's going to be wonderful. And we're also, I think it's April 30th, we're going to have several of the people that attended that session come to this weekly meeting and give us 5-minute talks about how the program went. So we're really, really excited about that. All right, let's get our speakers ready to go here. Let's see, participants. Mario. Let's get Mario. If you want to go first, I'll get you We spotlight. Well, yeah.
Karin, I want to make a very quick introduction to
Yeah.
because I think that they deserve.
Oh, good, good, good. Yes, I was gonna just highlight. I have their bios up, but thank you, Luca. I
No,
should.
beside the bias, I think that interesting the character of our speakers.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Mario is from Italy and
Yeah.
Raj is from India.
Yes.
But so they are coming from two different sides of the world, but they have
Yes.
some similarities. They are both engineers. They have very long history with Rotary. Mario has been president of his club for a while. Yeah. Raj is the director supporting the environment in his district. But both of them, they have a very long and a very Rotarian career, I must admit. They are true Rotarian. So they are, as I was used to say, they are doers. So they like to do things. Today they have to speak, so I am sorry for that. But I think that we will be very happy to hear what they have built. Now, let's make it short, the message goes through. So we start with Mario.
Okay.
A recommendation to both of you, please don't make it too complicated, your presentation, so that everyone can follow you.
Can you say that to engineers?
Yes, exactly.
That was perfect, Luca.
I will engineer to make a simple.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right.
I can share my video. Can you send my presentation?
There you go, Luca. If you want to start, there you go. Perfect. Thank you so much. You got.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry for the fonts, but mine are a little different. Anyway, let's go on. I am Mario Figus. Hello to everybody. I come from the Rotary Club, which is in. Can you send slide one, please? The next one. And you can see that is down in Sardinia. And our project has a name which is connected with its subject. It is Don't Be Scared. Because the first time I spoke to about this project in jail, because this project takes place in a jail close to my own town, it's about 20 kilometers from the town. Everyone was very scared of possibility of allergies or other problems with bees. So what I said was a short flash. I said, "Don't be scared." And it finished to be the name of the project. Just two words about this prison. It is a fairly recent prison. It was completed in 2014. It hosts presently 700 inmates, but it has a capacity of only 560 inmates, so it is quite overcrowded. But anyway, the administration of this prison is very open since the opening of the jail to other projects, basically finalized to train the inmates for a possible renew in the civil context. So they are presently collaborating with many organizations in Sardinia and in Cagliari, particularly. And our Rotary Club is one of these organizations. We work in this jail since 2024 with a project which is another dog operators. And this is the second course we are having in this jail. But we had other look at. Can you send next slide, please? There was but the cooperation between our Rotary clubs in Cagliari, which are 6 between Cagliari and the surroundings, was in 2016. And it was named Community Gardens in Jail. As you see, the two pictures on top of this slide shows these community gardens. And the video that you're seeing is just some short spots of the inside of the jail, which, as you can see, is quite, let's say, new and clean. But unfortunately, as I told you, overcrowded. Can you go to, okay. This project of community gardens was a good guidance for the choice of the area to develop the project. As you see, the community gardens are in the inner of the jail, and instead our pollinators garden will be between the inner and the outer boundaries of the prison. Basically, this is made for two reasons. The first one, because as you all know, bees don't like strong wind. In Sardinia, many times we have strong winds coming from northwest. And this is basically the reason why the area for the pollinator garden is put southeast, so that buildings and walls can protect the bees from the strong wind. The other characteristics, and the other reason why we chose this area is, which is about 5,200 square meters, is because it has an average of 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day, and we don't have particular. It is not struck by strong winds for most of the year. The other step we made quite soon was to find a project partner, which is a plant nursery expert, and to take inspiration from the National Beekeepers Association, have as project partners as well, and both for manpower and equipment, both for garden preparation and hive. And these nursery experts made some seed bombs to prepare the land. Seed bombs are basically the small containers with some ground and some seeds that we throw in the land and used for developing the garden. Next, please. Okay, this is how now you can see what is the garden, what the garden looks like today. These are some the voice of the video. Thank you. And this is the preparation of the ground. And this is how now the pollinator's garden looks like today. It's not over yet. We are preparing some more areas. Can you go to the next, please? Okay. So the next step will be beekeeper training, which it will be extended to 5 to 10 inmates. Why I say 5 to 10? Because basically we start with five, but during the course we may have someone who gets free before the terms. Someone else who go to, for example, therapy communities, other that move. So not all the ones who start gets to the end and to the certification as beekeeper. Basically, the course would be in two, let's say, parts, theory and practice. Basically, it's not, we don't do theory first and practice after, but basically we make a sort of a one theory and one practical lessons and so on. So we have 24, 80 hour, 48 hour in total, which is 24 hours of theory, and another part of the course, which is after all the theory and practice, is related to and all the diseases which are related with Varroa. Basically, the subjects, as you see, is bee biology, materials and equipment, how to start, and so on. Next, please. Basically, I can give you 2 words about how we choose those 10 inmates. Let's say that the inmates are chosen by the prison administration. So Rotary can do anything but giving some suggestions about the choice, but the prison administration is who makes this decision. Basically, this is based on the fact that the people who follow will be familiar with agriculture, of course, on one side. On the other side, we suggest, and sometimes, many times, they follow our suggestion that these are people with remaining short time of prison. So the sentence it will be easy for them when they get out of jail to use their beekeeping certificate. And there is another category which basically is chosen by the prison administration, which are, let's say, the prisoners that have some, let's say, that they call vulnerable groups, which are for example, immigrants, drug users, or other people who live their prison lives with some distress. So many times these courses that, for example, the courses with the dogs, but this as well is seen by the administration as something that keeps their mind busy and makes them free for, let's say, free for some times of their time in prison. Can you go on, please? Another. Okay. These projects started actually many years ago, this project of beekeeping in jail. Today, as you see, they started in 1996 in the Gorgona jail. But as you can see from the map, we have 12 facilities, 12 prisons involved in the project, 300 inmates, but more than 300 inmates involved, and the production is 400 kilograms of honey, which is basically given to the people which are interested in the project. So prison management, Rotary Club, sponsors, but unfortunately there is some difficulty for quality and health controls in jail. So, but we are going to activate some sort of controls to allow the, let's say, of the produced honey outside of the jail in the market. Next, please. Okay, I go very quick. As you can see, another advantage we have in the next to Cagliari, in the Uta prison, which is the one where we are developing the project, is that they have a carpentry workshop. And this is the example. We try to build one hive in jail, and you will see that they produce some very, let's say, well done hams. You can see in the pictures below always the pollinator garden. Look, if we can go to the next. As you see, basically, we started to investigate about the costs of this project. Now we have a closed budget that we will use for a district grant. We are going to start the experience with 5 hives. So this is the base to just for a start, and then we'll do something more in next years. We have, as I told you, a partnership with the Beekeepers Association, Italian Beekeepers Association. So they will help us for the selection of the bees, which must be very careful for docility, productivity, and disease resistance. Generally, and another secret we have to be careful with is the choice of the bee queen. Generally, when we buy the hives before May, the bee queen was born in the previous year. From June to September, she is born in the same year. And the frame is all worker bees, nurse bees, and drones. Can we go on, please? So the starting hive, as you see, needs of young and bees girls, screen, active nurses, continuous consultancy after sale. So we are choosing the dealer of the hives in a way that will be continuously contactable after the sale, and it will give us technical support for the beekeeping experience. Can we go on? This is a short view of the laboratory, which is a room in the jail, which is about that. It's, let's say, an area in the jail area, which is inside the jail, which is about 35 square meters. And our laboratory will be set complying all these health and safety regulations in Italy. As you see, it is to be complete or the receiving area, which is, I don't know if you can see the arrow, which is at the center, let's say, of the picture, let's say. And in the first room, we will have collection and storage of honey frames from the apiaries, an area where we are removing the wax caps of the honeycomb cells. We will have an honey extraction area, as you see, a maturation area where honey is left in maturation so that bubbles and impurities go to the surface and can be easily removable. And finally, the packaging area. Can you go on? Next. Okay, this is basically where the tools we need. So we see protected suit, a smoker, of course, a honey extractors, and some small tools basically to remove wax, to clean and keep to move the different frames. And this is basically the tools we need in the laboratory, which have been already ordered and arriving. Basically, a honey extractor, as you see. This is the uncapping badge. As you see, this part is the one where you put the frames and remove the wax. A wet surface, a maturation tank, and a honey heater and let's say a bottling section. Next one, please. So this is a basic view of a laboratory, and the other picture shows you the honey extractor. And here are some costs in euros, but I don't think they are very different from costs in dollars because euro and dollar are roughly the same value. So you see a honey remover may be manual for about 250 euros and electric for 800 euros. The soup comes from 40 to 80 euros. The smoker is about 30 to 50. Levers about 100 euros. And the laboratory would cost about 5,000 euros. Can you go on, please? So you see the final shape of the laboratory. The one you see on the left in this slide comes from a correctional house for teenagers. So you don't see the bars at the window. But basically, this is how it be shaped. It will look even in our jail. The shot you see, I don't know if you want to see it all, but anyway, shows the operations of cleaning the frames, and then you see the frame put into the honey extractor and how the honey comes out. I'm trying to go faster. Anyway, if you have any questions after, you can easily do. As you see, some of a little, okay, it was very fast. Somewhat remains on top of the honey extract. This is why we use motivation tanks. Can you go on? And then you see the wax and the wax down here in the dish down here. Can you go on? Okay. I don't see. Oh, I'm sorry. I have worksheet with the full budget of the project. So, but since I don't see it, I just try to speak about to give you some the main cost items of the laboratory. Now, soil preparation costed about 2,500 euros. Seed bonds another 750 euros. Training cost was about 2,000 euros. The beehives costed about 600 euros. The swarms were about 700 euros on top of this. The small tools and an electric honey remover was 800 euros. The suits, as you see, 800 euros. And finally, we ended up with 20,000 euros complete, let's say, which is the amount of the grants we are going to ask. Some of the work is done, so the grant will be about 600,000, 16,000 euros. I don't want to bore you any longer, so I would, if I am, of course, available for any question, and I leave the word to the next speaker. Thank you all to all of you for your attention.
I think Luke and I would probably both agree that none of that was boring. So that was great. Luke, I don't know if you wanted to, we kind of introduced, you kind of introduced both of them at the same time. Did you want
think Raja can start the presentation when you want.
Okay, Raj.
I'll start my presentation.
Yep, you can start your presentation, Raj.
So you can see it.
Yep, perfect.
Good evening from India. Good morning to the part you are. Good afternoon. I'm taking you from one jail to another jail. It's a really coincidence project with the jail and the jail. So we are going to the another prison. This is a concept which I'm going to discuss with you, which you are implementing here. Along with in Marathi, what you see in the last one is a prison of Maharashtra government. It's the biggest prison in Maharashtra, having a 365 acre of the land, and they have the 28,000 inmates in that. And the particular thing, a very typical thing or particular unique thing with this prison, they have an open prison where the prisoners are not in the jail, out of the jail, and they work and they mix with the people within the boundary. So this is the a concept which is called Miyawaki mini forest. Miyawaki's concept there everybody knows about, so I will not discuss with about it. We are using this concept to establish 10 forests in Pune. And this is a little bit introduction of the dense forest. There are the four layers, which is called canopy layer, which is the tall tree, which height is more than the 10, and then acts a roof. Then we have a next layer called a tree layer, which is 6 to 10-meter height trees. It's just below the canopy layer. Then we have the third layer, which is called sub tree layer, which is between 3 to 6 feet, and they in the partial shade. And at the bottom of that, we have a shrub and the herbs layer. The shrub are the lowest woody layer, which is a 1 to 3 meter height. And then we have a herbs, which is maybe around 1 feet height. And finally, we have a ground cover that is the grasses. This shows that Miyawaki forest is a total ecosystem having all vegetation. Then we have this is a what Miyawaki forest is a 30 times denser, most important denser, 30 times denser. It grows as one system, then it has the overall immunity. Number next is the roots grows 10 times faster. And whether you are aware or not, the trees they have a symbiotic relationship. Their roots talk with each, they transfer the messages to each other. So these are the roots which is called symbiotic relationship. Is the friendship with all the trees and they grow very fast. Then it has a less because there is a multiple type of the plants. It's not a monoculture. So there are less series of the diseases. And next is create a resilient and complex root system. That's the most important what we have in the dense forest. This is a location which we have. It is as I say, it's an open jail. You can see the Google map, and the blue color line shows it's a 2 acre land which we are going to have a park. Now there's a problem with the keys. What are the issues? What are the points we must discuss about the? This is all we have gone through and what we have done. So key site selection criteria are must have a clear ownership or title. So we have an agreement with the prison department. They will give this land and they will make time period no till the how many years, maybe 50 years, 100 years, something like that. It's a well drained land. It must be well drained land. There should be no water lagging. It should not come to the flood prone area. Then sunlight. The ample of sunlight must be there. There should be no a big building nearby. Then water must be the adequate. So we have a water. We have a one stone mine. We excavate a stone mine. We store the water. We have a bore well. We have an open well where we get. The next is the soil quality. So we collect the soil sample, analyze it, and find out its texture, pH, and it should. And then we study whether it has a proper drainage, and we taken a sample till a 1 meter. So that's a what you call a soil and the site analysis we have. And then we have 4 or 5 sites before us. And since we have a tie-up with the prison department, we selected this site. Then we have the site preparation. This is a now actual photo of the site. So we have to clear the sites because there's a vegetation growing on. So we had a tilling and we have removed the all debris. We again did the soil analysis after remove the debris whether it is suitable for planting or not. We also find out how try to analyze it whether there are some heavy metals or something like that. And that is the most important because the egg samplings need a support whereby they will grow very nicely. Then we have to do the soil improvement. Most important, what is happening? The plant grows very fast. It's not a conventional forest or conventional tree plantation. So for the we have to provide enough organic matter and there should be proper carbon and nitrogen ratio inside. So we have had the biomass like rice husk, coconut husk, compost, and other natural amendments. Then this is a mix. This is here a mix with the soil with the help of tiller. With the help of this enhance the fertility and water retention capacity. And this has been done. At least we have gone the 1 meter depth to take out the soil, mix it with the organic matter. Now there's a species selection. As I say, we have acclimatized the concept to the Indian climate. So we started selecting the plants. We had a couple of nursery. We have must be a lady is there, Kalpana Taskar, who is looking after this entire activity. So we have selected a species as a for the canopy. Then we have a sub as for up to the herbs and shrub. These are all selected. And we have a species with a mixed canopy, sub canopy, shrubs, and ground cover. This diversity ensure a robust and resilient ecosystem. Then what we have 4 saplings per square meter. It covers the rapid growth and natural selection. It accelerates forest growth and trees reaching maturity up to 10 times faster than traditional. It's a very unique thing here. We are going to call the inmates. The inmates which are around there are the 80 inmates which are in the open jail. Since the day one, we are involving them, and they will be responsible to maintain this Miyawaki, this dense forest. Then this is the another one, the irrigation, the most important thing, because when the climate is hot here, exclusively from January onward, May, it's a very hot climate. We get the rainy, and the rain continue September. October, November, December are the winter month, and January, March, the after Jan, the February, March, and April, they are a May, they are a very hot one. So what we need a water, and since if we require it requires almost 5 liters of water per square meter. It's an enormous quantity we require. So to reduce that water consumption, we are putting the drip irrigation. Drip irrigation will go to the root system. And the most important thing in this one has to ensure the soil will never get dry out during the first year. The typical thing with the Miyawaki forest is you have to ensure the water quality, enough water, but you should not ensure the more water, because the root, once the tree started growing, and if you the roots become lazy, because roots has to go down and down to search the water. Therefore, we have to ensure that you give. This is a very scientific approach we require in the dense forest. It's not putting up plants and forgetting about it. We made a lot of calculation, found out the exact water, and we are going to supply the water maybe only in the March, April, May, June. Later on, we will see that the moisture in the soil and the rains and the moisture in the air will help them to grow. And we will not allow these trees to become lazy by getting the excess of water. These trees require initially support. So we have to provide the support. Then at the bottom, to reduce the evaporation rate, the entire ground has to be covered with the mulch. So the two things happen. Mulch control the weeds, provide the nutrients as the get degraded. They provide the nutrients, the carbon to the soil, and it helps for the exclusively young plants during their initial growth phase. So these are the things most important. We have planned for the dense forest in one. Then the maintenance is most important, and we have ensured that once the entire plantation will be done, there's a tie-up with the consultant and contractor and the inmates of the field. They are going to maintain this for 3 years. Once the 3 years are over, you are not the forest is self-sustainable and it can grow. So what a maintenance we require? We require regular watering, weeding, and monitoring of the growth, how the growth is going on. If the growth is less, or there is a problem with water, and there is a problem with the nutrient. So you have to upgrade this. You have to mitigate. You have to see that everything is in a proper balance. Then you have to replace the dead trees, because never we have a 100% survival. We expect around 95 to 96% survival. So 4% are sapling to be the replaced one. And the very ensure the sapling to establish themselves and grow fast. One most important thing, the animal shall not come. So we have to ensure that the animal will not come crazy. And most important thing, this particular place is next. Anybody came to, we have to go from city to airport. It is on the road of airport. It's a busy road. That means whenever the flights comes on this road, and if somebody comes and put the cigarette or something like, the fire may take place. So we have to ensure there will be no fire. We are putting the fencing so that that person will not come. And another is, after 3 years, the forest becomes self-sustaining and requires a minimal enter. This is a very important thing, that it's a dense forest, but where one must get enter inside. So we have to provide the pathways, which will be 2 to 4 meters wide and main pathway. And then we have a sub pathway inside one. We can provide the seat out inside, design and naturally, as you say, the seat out. We are planning to have a sit out which is natural. Maybe the furniture, maybe sit outs made out of the waste tires, or maybe out of the waste plastic. That's the planning we are making to put the sit out. So it will environmental friendly. Then it's the most important thing. There should be aesthetic and safety. Keeping a pathways clean is a vital to ensure visibility of small forest creatures, which help visitors feel comfortable while walking. Because once the entire systems come, we may have a reptiles there, we may have the insect there, depending on what type of the animals we get inside. And we will have the various type of the insect. So we have to ensure that path where the people can move smoothly. But for first 3 years, you should not allow anybody to go inside. And this is the now what exactly the benefits of that. So very interesting. We are expecting what benefits we are. It will enhance the local biodiversity, support a wide range of plant and animal species. That's one thing. Because the forest is very when the air pass through it, it almost get filtered, and some of harmful chemicals they are absorbed. So the air quality index right now, the air quality on that road is toward the poor or toward in between the fair and poor. So we are expect that air quality will become a very good in that area. So the inmate will enjoy the good environment. Next is what is called soil health. It is improve the soil structure, fertility, and water retention because of the root system. The root system is very diverse and is a very compact. So it improves the soil structure, fertility, and water retention. Because of the root system, the water is retained in the soil, and there is a possibility it may go up to the ground richer. Then urban heat, you must be aware of the word called urban heatland. Exclusively cities, and that to be in the tropical countries like India. We are going to have a concrete high-rise building. Right now, I am surrounded by 11 high-rise buildings, which are around 13 stories, 14 stories, and 15 stories. And last 1 month, since last well, this year, I have noted it down. The temperature, because I have a laboratory, the temperature in my house is going up, and because of the heat islands in the urban area. And this particular reduce the urban heat islands effects by providing shade and the transpiration of cooling. Who has been knowing the plant continuously put as it comes out as a part of our body to maintain the temperature. The same thing, the plant has to maintain the temperature, so they continuously take out the water and put into the environment, and that's cool the environment. The most important benefit of that, it is sequestered the carbon dioxide. So more effectively than monoculture plantation, because it is a dense plantation, and if air moves through the what is called the curtain of the through the plants, when it moves through that, the carbon dioxide is removed, and that it enhance the groundwater recharge and reduce the surface runoff, preventing soil erosion and flooding. The most important benefit is that due to high density and photosynthesis activity, this pocket forest provide fresh oxygen for local communities. And exclusively in Corona, we have seen the problem with the oxygen. So we need this particular Miyawaki forest, the dense forest in the urban areas. And the most important in urban areas, the greenery is vanishing. We have seen the pollinators, the butterflies are vanishing, the birds are vanishing. So this is give a recreation and improve the visual appeal of urban areas. We in our RID 3131, the club has had a Miyawaki forest around 4 years, 3 years before they established. A very good entertainment spot, or very good enjoying the play. Happiness is that the all the elder people and the young people, the youth that comes to that place to enjoy their life. So that's become a very recreation, improve the visual appeal. This is a now beginning of that. You can see he's a inspector general prison, and nowadays they change the prison and the correction so that the prisoner will be improved. They will build a better life. And we made a beginning with that. We have a president, Doshi, you can see, she's a Dr. Gauri, and she is a classmate of Suhas Marke. So we came together and we had a one meeting with him. And generally, the topmost officer is a IPS. We expect that he will not give more than 10 minutes. We entered in office with the imagination that we will leave in a 10 minutes. And we sat there for 1.5 hours. And we planned the various projects for the prison. Out of that, we began with the plantation of 25,000 saplings. We set up a nursery for open prison for ladies. This is for the basil and the another decorative plants. We set up their nursery. Then we had a workshop on upcycling for all over Maharashtra and one for the net zero. We are making the prison net zero. Then we celebrated a World War Day celebration. First time in the history of RID 3131 and the history of the prison. Then again we have a workshop on upcycling of. You will amaze, you will surprise. They came with so many suggestions, and now they are thinking to make the upcycled products and sell in their shop in the jail. They have a one shop where the goods, the produce made by the the inmates, it is sold there. So they are going to do that. Then we have their biogas plant. We did a rectification, and the number one is. Let me share one of the experience when we conducted a upcycling the World Water Day celebration. We feel the inmates are there. They are which are the lifelong prison. they have punishment for that. One of the prisoners came with such a good idea. They have it. I want to share this experience, how the inmates can think about it. They are the people like us. What I understood, they are people like us. Only because of one of the prisoners said that because of a fraction of second I made a mistake and one person was killed by me. So he has given a suggestion. They have a one canteen which is called Shrunkala canteen. It's my chain canteen. So in the glass. So this one of the the inmates said, sir, hereafter we will not fill the glass. We will give the half glass. So many suggestions they have given, and say that they committed to make reduce their water consumption. And then we had this is now beginning with that. In India, these things start called as the soil. We worship all the five principles of the universe. That is called a light, the energy, then the air, then the soil, and the water, and the ether. So all these things are worshipped. So we had college. Thus we respect the earth, we respect the soil, and he is our district governor. And this project, since this project is taken by district chair for the environment, so I had I had a understanding with them, signed memorandum of understanding, and this project is handed over to this person who is the president of the Tilak Road. You can see the officer, he is Mr. Cherki, who is the superintendent of police. This is the senior jailer, and this is another member of our team, and this is the entire club member. And these are the ladies. They did it, the all worshipping thing, and we made this occasion auspicious. Here are the people. These are the inmates, and on that they committed, sir. Now the entire dense forest belong to us, and will ensure it will be well maintained. And this is the now we can see the actual photograph. This is the site which is barren. You know the cost of the land right now. We got it. This is the urban area on the high road. The 1 acre land costs around 5 to 6 crore. That is we in the it will be around 100 to 200 million, 100 million. It's around the 5 to 6 Indian rupees. So we got this land, and we had to take the sampling. Then the tiller. Then here in this particular photograph, the tiller, the tractor is doing that activities. Here is we put the organic matter and the soil again, and the soil is left for the getting mixed. And now I take an opportunity to introduce. I think Laurie knows about it. We have launched a project, and I want this to be a global, which is called a green week, and we give a one activity for each week. Last activity is how to maintain the trees. This time, how to have a car. This is around passenger vehicle emits about 400 grams of carbon dioxide. The entire activity is climate solution task force and my district to reduce our carbon footprint. And since the 26% of the carbon dioxide emitted by the food, so there's a booklet called as a Green Food by for Green Earth, written by me. And these both things are available. If you want to join this green mission, you just let me know. Your name will be added. If you want the book, definitely you can get the book from me. So that's all from me. This is myself associated with various activity. I never say thank you. So I want to meet again. So we'll meet again. Over to Karin.
Yeah, thank you so much. I do want to spotlight, actually here, let me spotlight Jody really quick, and Raj and Mario for just a minute. And Najodi has something for you guys before we start. I know we're right at the top of the hour. Can you two stay for a little bit to answer questions? Okay,
Sure.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry we're right at the top of the hour, but I know Luca would probably like to, be able to have you guys answer some questions if anybody has any. Go ahead, Najodi. You're on mute too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. We see the whole, not full screen. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you so much for excellent session. I think you all, both of the speakers, excellent. Thank you, Laurie, Karin, and Luca for all these arranging the speakers. And today's you all made our day. Basically, Mario, I think I'm also having an environmental laboratory where I work day to day, and I'm an environmentalist. But I have seen today your laboratory for the bees, and I'm so glad to see all the equipments you have shown live. Everyone must be having a clarity about the beehives, how everything is, getting processed and the work get done. Very inspiring. Thank you. And Kumar Sarafji, excellent. I'm so glad to see the way you are working, and I think you are very close living. I'm also in Maharashtra. You're also in Maharashtra, and the way you are taking care for the Miyawaki forest in also. There is Wellington College where the Miyawaki forest been organized by the Rotarians, the Rotary Club of Rang partner to them, and it is now, in progress. So I think this is a really great session and everybody is so happy and many queries actually I have been received and many, messages related to these things. Some must not have been joined, but they all know we are sharing the recordings. So they must be going through it later on whenever they are having the time. So in recognition of your generous contribution as a guest speaker at Earth Talk, a weekly global dialogue hosted by the Rotary Earth Network Club and the network of eco and environmental and green Rotary clubs. So Mario Figus and Rajkumar Saraf ji, we are sincerely appreciating your contribution and thank you so much. So let us go ahead with our next session. So our next session will be on the 23rd April. So that will be by Maria Ordonez and Albo Olacios. So this will be on the session is from the storytelling for the stewardship at home. So this will be another excellent session, same day, same time, and link will be shared. And I'm going to share the link in the chat also. And we are looking forward to see you all. Thank you so much. And Sarah and Mario, I'm going to share the email with all the certificate and
Thank
some,
you.
appreciation
Yes.
as well as your, some screenshots of the meeting. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Najodi. Thank you. Yes, and thank you to our speakers. God, you guys did wonderful. I had heard about Milwaukee Forest, but I had never seen that before, so I learned a lot. Luca, thank you so much. These are absolutely wonderful speakers.
Okay, we
I
have
don't know if you
maybe
want to.
some time. Yeah, maybe a little bit of time
Yeah.
for questions. We have Anna, familiar face.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something or to ask anything?
Hi everyone, great to see you again. Mario, very inspiring. I really thought when Mario you were talking and I really felt like this is the component that is needed in when it comes to rehabilitation. The natural component, it's the healing component for human beings. So the idea of having this project, it's brilliant, and especially the connection with bees and the inspiration of bees as they're beings who actually practice democracy. So it's really wonderful. It's very inspiring, and seeing that in video and how it happened. And I was also so happy about the idea of the Miyawaki forest because actually a colleague of mine named Adib Dada, he created a Miyawaki forest in Beirut on the Beirut River. And frankly, I'm thinking seriously of initiating Miyawaki forest with our Rotary Club, but we're waiting till the war ends. So I'd love to really ask about your experience and learn from that. Another thing, yeah, I wanted to ask you, Kumar, about you mentioned that you were seeing the soil, you were checking the soil to make sure that it's not prone to floods. Because I wanted to ask you more about that because when you make a forest, you want to retain the floods. You want it to be it helps retain floods. So the flood component, how is it a constraint for the Miyawaki forest?
First, really, I'm very thankful to you pronouncing my name correctly, Rajendrakumar. Raj. So thank you very much for the pronunciation. After a long time, I heard my name correctly. So your question is that we have a soil sample collection as for the find out the analysis whether it suit to that. Regarding the flood control, once it grows, there's a dense curtain. So the water cannot pass through it. It's very difficult to pass through. Therefore, it's one of the things is help you to control the flood. Second thing, we don't want that area before selection that is under the flood. Because if the flood comes and in the first 1 year or 2 years, everything will wash out. Therefore, we require an area which will be above the high flood level. That's the two things we have to select for the Miyawaki forest. I hope I answered your question. Jona, I answered your question. Yeah. And one thing I want to add to you, kindly note the Miyawaki, you have to acclimatize to your country, to your soil condition. If you follow their rules and regulations, guidelines, very difficult to have it. What I say, that's why I written down the principles of Miyawaki make a dense forest. We have taken the principles and we made our own guidelines to make a Miyawaki. We call it dense forest.
Okay,
Let me share one thing. I can see the Rotary Club President Tilak Road because as I said, it is done by and we have around 25 lakhs rupees. So this is
Hello.
Is
thank
it?
you.
yes.
I'm in the meeting with the club, but I am sitting aside for just
to listen to Mr. Saraf, and he has been very instrumental in getting the project dense forest with the jail department.
Yeah, that's
Exactly. I
fantastic.
think it was really fantastic. I think that we got two projects that were really something. So I must say that probably we need more engineers in Rotary.
Agree with you, Luca. I was gonna say, man, I
So
love
that means
engineers here.
I'm a engineer and scientist both. My degree is in science and second degree is engineer. So I can fit in both.
yeah, I must admit that when people do things practically and they are able to make a project from the beginning to the end, we should only appreciate it.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking through the whole thing. And Mario, my husband used to do bees, raise bees and make honey, but oh, it was nothing like yours. Man, that setup is just it's what a great program. So kudos. And Joanne, it's good to see you. What's
And
that?
I must admit,
Yeah.
Say one word, just one.
Go ahead, Mario.
I would like to encourage all my Rotarian mates to make projects in prison because they are they are a joy for the prisoners as well as a joy for ourselves. So that's just something that leaves something more to your soul after finishing like this project.
Yeah, I
Uh,
thought they were both like a win-win-win because I know Raj with the upcycling and stuff too, and just fantastic.
Karan,
Really good.
Karan, let me share with you a very emotional incident I had with the jail. Delivering my lecture, a inmate came to me and he said, "Sir, I'm a criminal. I feel I have to hug. I want to hug you, but sir, there is a so different between you and me. I can't do it. Sir, can you come close to me?" Really, when I got so much tear comes from my eyes. I say, see the people, you know our life. So that's why, and one if you go to jail, you will realize the fraction of second they made it bad, but they are very good people by heart.
Yes, I agree.
So both of us went to jail. We are out of jail. Mario went out job, came out of jail, go to the jail, but for a good purpose.
It's fantastic. Anna Maria, did you have anything? Did you want to ask a question?
Just want to congratulate with Mario that I have already met in Milan, and he was really amazing me with the work because something is theoretical, then when you see they are doing beautiful things. So Mario will meet in Sardinia. This is in our program, and probably through Luca we can invite more people just to appreciate what they do and what we could do together. And I know Raja since a lot of different meetings, and I was really amazed, surprised by the big problem he was able to solve. It's not so easy. It's not matter to be engineer. It's matter to have the will to do something, not just people are talking, say a lot of words. In this case, both of them did something practically. I appreciate it a lot. So thank
Thank
you.
you.
This is not only theory. Thank you.
Well said, Anna Maria. We have two more. Can we stay for a couple more questions or comments from, it looks like Hannah and Rasha?
yes, please.
Hi, thank you so much. I just wanted to say thank you because I've learned a lot. I'm a beekeeper with my husband. We have just a few hives, but it's so nice what has been presented. And I wanted to add to what Joanna said because from our club that we're involved a bit with the Miyawaki. With the Dada technique, they have been planting next to the Beirut River. They did several kilometers already, and exactly like it was presented, we have been adapting it to native species, to the climate here. And soon we're going to start a forest within the school of the Lebanese School of Blind and Deaf. So we're looking forward to that. So we hope when it sees the light, then we can share the project with you as well. But of course, we're hoping that the situation will allow all that because we plan and we keep being hopeful, but the country now is passing through a very rough time. So this is what I wanted to say. Thank you, really.
Thanks to you, Anna. And we really hope that you can present your project as soon as possible. But it will mean a few other things. Russia.
Thank you.
Hi, do you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, Luca, and thank you, and for thanks also to organizers and Mario and Dra for these wonderful presentations, actually, and projects. They are very inspiring. And my question to Mario about, if I heard well, that you mentioned something about training dogs in this project. So please, if you can tell us some details about how these dogs are implemented, were in this project with you. Actually, it was amazing that you have combined three different, very important creatures like bees, plants, and dogs. So if you can tell us about the role of the dogs more, please do it if that's okay. Thank you.
As you probably know, understood by my talk, I am fond of animals. Was any size of animals. I have had dogs for most of my life, and I know what is the effect of dogs on our personality, on our way of doing. And the experience with dogs in prison came quite, let's say, suddenly, because one time, because I know one prison educator, which is fond of dogs as I am. So she told me, but why don't you bring your dog in jail and let's say cheating the dogs, and so that I said, but why not to try to make dog operators in jail? So what I did, I found a certain school, dog educating school in the north of Italy. I called them. I hosted them in my house for a while, and we went together in jail and organized the first course. Funny thing that there were 15 prisoners who followed the course, and we gave 15 certificates. And one of them was the highest mark in it for the year, for 2025. So we have replicated the project this year, and we have now the problem that we can host more than 20 prisoners, but we have many more applications. So what we'll do next year is to double the stage course, which is for pet therapy, and the third stage, which is for properly for education. So next year we'll double, and the other year, if God will like, we'll do the three courses together.
So pet therapy is one of it. It's very, very actually nice to hear that it is incorporated in the course. Other training for dogs was on what? Yani service dog, or what kind of training exactly that you are
Well,
incorporating dogs
actually,
in?
Rotarians dogs, not
Okay.
partly will extend it to the fun, let's say, to the other dogs coming from dog hostels or what. But the first experiment was with our dogs.
Okay,
We have
thank you
11
so much.
dogs presently working in jail, and we have two more which are found close to the jail to the company of the other dogs.
Okay, thank you. And best of luck, actually. All the best.
Thank you. That was fantastic. What a great program, Luca. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think that it's time to
Goodbye. We'll see you next week. Next week is Pablo and Maria, and they're going to talk about storytelling, about saving water, and about cleaning the river and stuff down in Ecuador, their program. So, and we will have a translator.
Oh, Armando.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye bye.